Is Hot Mike. Hot Mike. On the networks of WDAY. Here's Don Izzo. It's that time. An author.
Offensive production, number 1. Number 2. I forgot.
Golfer.
It'd be like going on a 3-person best shot, and we were saying, Kolpack, you got to make a 25-footer every time. You wouldn't putt first. I'd have Tim putt first.
And one heck of a TV personality.
This game is for the Cooper Cup.
It's the Forum's Jeff Kolpack.
4! I should have yelled 2.
All right, it is that time on a Monday morning. He's not sitting next to me. He's on the Zoom computer. Our guy Jeff Kolpack joins us. His appearances are brought to us each and every Monday by Northwestern Mutual. I have an email to read you because people miss you. Dom, I've seen Jeff hasn't been on his Monday time slot for the last 2 weeks. Is he still going to be on a hot mic in the future? You want to clear up this because people are worried you're not going to be on the show.
Well, when NDSU did this FBS move, I'm a little disappointed at Matt Larson that he didn't ask me if I had a bike trip in Oregon going on, 2 weeks before. It's supposed to be an FCS opener in September.
Yes.
And then they go FBS, and then all of a sudden it's week 0, and I'm like, I booked this in January, cycling, doing Oregon stuff, which has been amazing out here. So I'm mad at Matt Larson for not consulting with me if I was available.
Fair enough.
For game week, but I'll be back here shortly.
All right. Well, he joins us here virtually, which is as good as we can get out of Monday, and we appreciate that. All right, buddy boy, it's game week. Here we go, week 0, and I can tell you the ticket sales are going. We're going to talk about that in the second hour of the show. I think we're trending towards a sellout. It feels, I don't know, obviously you're removed of the situation on the western side of the states right now, but there's some palpable energy here for the opener coming on Saturday.
I thought there would be. Yeah, I thought just because of everything. It's still August. I mean, it's an early game. I don't know if people got their football hats on yet. And, with the NFL season coming a little closer here, and I thought it would sell. I bet 4 of 6 will sell out if I were to guess. And if not all 6, I don't know. But, Dom, the tickets left are in the corners. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's kind of a hard sell, is it not? You're up there and you're the Bob Uecker seats. Hey, great seats, buddy. But just being in the place, I think will be electric. I've seen concerts way up there in the corner, and I still thought they were pretty cool. So I think just fans being there, I don't know. I don't care where you're at. It's going to be pretty cool.
All right. Use the old memory banks here. Take me back to September 2004, the energy in the building for the first D1 game. And do you think we get close to that Saturday afternoon?
Oh, probably. It's so different now because in the Valparaiso game, which I dubbed Valapalooza, the Valparaiso game, nobody really knew, okay, what's this Division I all about? Is it going to be a good game, or is Valparaiso going to win? We really didn't know. It's like when COVID hit. You just really didn't know what was going on, and turned out to be 52-0, and it wasn't even that close either. But, I similar in excitement, but dissimilar in the knowledge of what's going on here.
Jacksonville State is a known commodity here, Kolpack. They come in, and we got a graphic of what they've done since they moved up to FBS over the last 3 years. All they've done, they've won 9 games every year. They won Conference USA. They've been to 3 bowl games. I mean, this is not a rinky-dink operation. I think people still have their minds the 2015 championship game where the Bison ran roughshod over them. This is a pretty good outfit. We're going to get to their standout wide receiver in a second. This team has got some dudes and is coming here to win, obviously.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, obviously I think they're better coached.
Yeah.
I think they're a much better coached team than they were at the FCS level. Chris Kleiman schooled that team.
Yes.
In 2015. Absolutely. Kleiman and his staff absolutely schooled them. And I don't know if that'll be the case this time where, they just have better coaching and better players, FBS type stuff. Now they've been around FBS, enough where it's probably more of an established program. I'm doing a story. I did a story actually for this Saturday, the game day story on the first time they played was 1977.
Yeah.
And that was a game where most of the Bison teams suffered food poisoning. And I'm not gonna divulge all the ends of this story, but so there's some conspiracy theorists believe that the Jacksonville State intentionally food poisoned the Bison players.
I've heard this story. I can't wait. I can't wait to read it. And then they played again in '89, and that was or '89 or '90, and the field was terrible. I think Chris Simdorn got hurt. I don't think Phil Hansen played in the second half in that game. So there is some deep for older fans that remember those games. Saturday is personal to them.
I know there's a couple Bison players from the '77 team that want to be part of the food prep for this team when they come to Fargo.
Jeez. But this is really unique, Jeffrey. They played in Division II, they played in the FCS, and now they're going to play in the FBS. There's not many schools that have that kind of long-standing rivalry. That's really unique between Jacksonville State and NDSU.
It feels like a rivalry, doesn't it?
A little bit,
sort of. Even though they've only played 4 times or so,
and they've never played up. And they never played up here. They've always played in Alabama or Texas, is where they played.
Right, and so add to that just the familiarity of this team in postseason. I think it just adds to the first FBS game on Saturday.
All right,
sure.
so the guy that everyone's going to talk about this week is DeAndre Johnson. If it's not Caden Creel, their quarterback, or Caleb Nix, who's Bo Nix's younger brother who plays safety, Johnson is all of 6'7", maybe 6'8". I'm trying to think of the tall wide receivers. One comes to mind, I know you wrote about in your book, Ramses Barden, and NDSU had no chance of stopping him when he played for Cal Poly years ago. This guy could be, we're talking a high draft pick maybe in April. This is the Bison corners, all of them going to be new. This is a matchup nightmare to me.
Yeah, I remember when Ramses Barden came out for warm-ups, and that was out in Cal Poly at San Luis Obispo. And I went, who is this tight end? It's like, oh, no, that's the receiver. Yeah. But NDSU also had their corners that day were 5'10" Scott Walter and 5'10" Bobby Babbage.
Good call. Yep.
These guys now, NDSU's corners are a little more, FBS material, I think. But you gotta body them up, I suppose. You gotta maybe get some safety help once in a while. That's what the Tampa 2 is for. Tampa 2 is there to provide help, and so they're gonna have to do that. But this game's gonna be won at the line of scrimmage, like they all are. If NDSU can establish their run like they always try to and always have, keep that guy off the field. And Caden Creel's passing stats they're not eye-popping either. So there's that factor too.
His ability to get out and run, that will be intriguing if the Bison defensive line can get some consistent pressure on him. I want to go back to cornerback because that was a position that was still being fleshed out, and I think DJ Volz is going to be one of the guys starting, who's the transfer from Saginaw Valley State. The other one was still, I think, up in the air in terms of if it was Marion Moore who was going to be there. I think Deron Russell, and you know this, was pushing the true freshman out of Waseca before he got hurt to maybe start right away. I'm intrigued to see who the other corner is when they trot out on Saturday afternoon.
Wow, there's 5 or 6 to pick from, and so I'll be curious to see the top 4. We really don't know, do we not?
I think Volz is there. I think Moore is there. After that, I don't know because I think Russell was in that Deron, that is, because there's Kobe there too. But I think Deron was certainly in the mix to play quite a bit. You're right. We don't know an answer on that particular position, and I don't know if it behooves when we get, the media release tomorrow, if there's a 2 deep on it for coaches to do that anymore, right?
Well, yeah, when we get that 2 deep roster, how much stock we put into that, because maybe a little bit just because it's the first one, but it won't change during the year. It'll be, unless somebody gets hurt, they might make a change there. But Tim Paulsick, and he told me this a couple of weeks ago, he doesn't really care or put a whole lot of stock in a 2 deep chart, just because some positions you're going 4 deep, and they're deep at safety. So let's not forget about that.
Yep.
They're deep and very experienced at safety. So that'll if you're, at least if you're inexperienced or, not as tested at corner, you got that with those guys.
Chance Tucker is another, obviously, guy from Notre Dame. And Najee Nelson, we heard quite a bit as well. Raj's younger brother, who's been banged up, I think, basically the last 2 years. Because you remember, he played as a true freshman way back in 2023, and we haven't really seen him on the field over the last 2 years. Yeah. Correct at that. We got to talk about the Bison quarterback. I think it feels like we know more about Nathan Hayes than we did Cole Payton, even though Cole, I think, played more than Nathan did up to this point. Does that make sense? And give me your estimation on that heading into his first start.
Yeah, that's an interesting thought. Possibly yes, just because I think we've seen him throw more.
Yeah.
And just we've seen him throw more in practice. Maybe it's because Cole set the standard a little bit that you can be around 4 years and be productive your 5th year. We just sort of expect Nathan Hayes to take that baton, knowing the history of the Bison quarterbacks in the Division I era. So it's almost become an expectation that, if this guy is stuck around 4 years and he's probably pretty good.
Yeah.
He's probably pretty good. And so I think, and Cole erased that notion that, you don't have to be a 3-year starter to be really good in this program. So I think the fact that Cole took some of the hesitation off a guy starting on his 5th year, maybe has helped Nathan Hayes and our expectations of him.
Is there one guy you're looking forward to watching this year? Maybe we haven't seen a ton of yet to get out there on the field and maybe produce in a larger role?
Well, besides Nathan, of course. Running back, I'm looking for one of those two guys, Miles Mitchell. Was this his year? We've heard a lot about him since he got here last year or enrolled early, a year and a half ago. So he's one guy. The defensive line, I just think needs to be really good, and I think they will be really good. Now, Keenan Wilson's gotten a lot of. Is there Elijah Wayne? You know what? I'll say right there.
That's my guy. Yep. That's what I'm going with. That's the guy.
Elijah Wayne. He's 300 pounds now. You look at him, and he doesn't look 300.
No.
He looks he can move. So, yeah, that would be the guy I think is, he just looks like he could dominate.
Right. He looks like a guy, I don't know how they got him here as an FCS school. Now I understand maybe, but I look at when he came last year, I'm like, how is he playing here? I just don't get it.
Yeah, like Billy Turner when he showed up in 2011 or whenever it was, 10, oh my God, Craig, how did you get this guy?
Naoti
Tim
Pooney's,
Brewster was a
Tim
moron.
Brewster's
That's
the
how
one,
he
right.
got him. Yeah.
Naoti Pooney's the other one. You talk about running back. He looks the part. We've seen it in practice. Let's see how much run he gets during the game. If DJ Scott is, RB1 and then Miles Mitchell, how much do they work Pooney into the outfit there? I think Kessel is set up for a big year too. I know they know about him, but I think Kessel could be really, really good this year.
Pooney's one of those guys, though. I feel like I've seen more burst from him in practice than the other running backs.
Yep, I agree.
And just when you just got you look at that move there, and so can he do it? Interesting guy. He's a track guy.
Yes.
And so maybe it's taken a while for him to develop into the football mode. He went a whole year without playing.
2 last emails come in. Dom, yes, Jeff, on special teams, thoughts on the kicker with Eli Ozick moving on. That's Drew Klein's job now as the main place kicker for NDSU this year. Another guy to wait around.
Fifth year guy. Obviously, I think they expect him to be very accurate from 45 and in. I don't think he has the leg that Ozick had from, when you're talking 50. But, they got that freshman.
Jaden Onawanga, yes, out of Forest Lake, Minnesota. He will, I think, be handling kickoffs. So if there's anything, maybe 50 and out, we might see him trot out there, Jeffrey. I would not surprise me.
I guess in one of the scrimmages, which we weren't allowed to see, he did just that.
Yep.
And the timing and everything. And again, good coaching. He maybe didn't have really good coaching in high school. You never know about these guys, on the specialists especially. And so he may have found some good coaching, and that's he may be the guy counted on to win a 55-yarder or something.
Last one comes in. If Tom, asked Jeff how he feels about maybe going to the Idaho Potato Bowl. We had one ESPN. I don't know. You're busy. You're out biking. ESPN has their projection is NDSU going to Boise to play Toledo in the Idaho Potato Bowl. Another one out today from our guy, Breck McMurphy. He doesn't have him going to the CFP now, by the way. He backed off of that. He's got NDSU going. He's got NDSU going to the Arizona Bowl to face Western Michigan. So what do you make of that?
Well, I have my prediction column coming out tomorrow on the season.
Okay.
And I'll just say I have the Eisen going to the Snoop Dogg Bowl.
Okay, that's the Arizona Bowl. Okay. Yep. All right.
Yep. So maybe, you know what, people knock these bowl games, you go into the Lay's potato chip bowl or whatever. Don't knock it. I mean, the people that are knocking it have never been to one.
Correct.
You know, and we've talked to people, like people, the FBS reporters and the Star Tribune guys. Fans have a blast at these things.
No doubt.
You know, it's different. It's different bowls. It's a different part of the country. So you don't go to Frisco every year. Well, experience something else.
Well, they could go to Frisco. There's 2 bowl games there. They still could end up going there as well. Looking forward to year 32. Jeffrey covering Bison football. Safe travels back home. We will see you Saturday morning for Bison game day. All right.
Yeah, all right, Don. Wouldn't want to cover anybody but you.
I appreciate it, man. There he is, Jeff Kolpack. He joins us each and every Monday at 9:35. His appearances brought to us by Northwestern Mutual. He'll be back in studio with us next Monday to unpack game number 1. Our traditional Bison video blog will be back again this year. We've been doing that for 15, 16 years, which is crazy to say that out loud. That'll be back later this week at inforum.com, and Jeff will be part of our the band back together. Myself, Sam, Kyle Emanuel, and Jeff will be each and every Saturday. We'll be with you, 10 a.m., WDAY, both here and on the road. We'll give you the details on that coming up later on in the week. Good stuff there. All right, let's break. We come back. We got a couple emails we want to get to. We'll wrap up our first hour. Noah Stummis coming up, Bison offensive lineman in hour 2. Tom Miller, update things going on with UND football as well in our second hour. We're back on WDAY Extra right after this.